Thank you. To be here tonight. And I think we started the meeting with a wonderful prayer. I've never had such a pure Luya prayer that I did tonight. Makofi to our sister. And the greetings have been very good in Kiluya. Allow me to also greet you in Kiluya. Nikisema mlembe, tasema mlembe swa, swa swa. Mlembe te, te te. Mlembe mia, mia mia. Mlembe swa, mlembe mia, mlembe te, muli moyo. Mujipigie makofi wana. I think I've been in this room many times, addressing so many people, mostly in government meetings, international forums, but I've never been in a room full of Luya professionals as it is tonight. I think this is a first, and congratulations. When I heard from your VP and the team that we have a Sacco with over 500 lawyers, and they are all Luyas, I said this is a wonder that I must behold and be here tonight, and I'm very, very pleased to be part of this history-making session tonight. Nasema pongezi, Madam VP, with your team. I know you've worked very hard to bring this team together. And with my brothers here tonight, we have said before we leave here, tunataka tukue members wa hii Sacco. And I was just doing some quick arithmetic. If we were to have 500 lawyers, and say in a year we had 100,000 coming from each one of them, Juma, hiyo ni pesa ngapi wana? Sio ni pesa mingi? Now, I'm sure that this is the beginning of something new, because I don't think we've had something like this, and we are very, very happy that we are gathering here as members of one family. Vana venda ya Mlembe, the Mlembe nation. And I believe that hakuna mirengo hapa, sisi wote ni watoto wa nyumba moja. And that is why we're here tonight. And I liked what Dr. Alutalala said. And at first when I had the name, I didn't get it right. I thought I had Alutialala. a few months ago, if I had Tialala, I would be out of here. Because I know the next theme that will follow will be Tibim. So I was very glad when you said Hakuna Mirengo hapa. And I'm very, very happy that tonight we are here. And I've come here with my big brothers, Mheshimiwa Wetangula, Mheshimiwa Mudavadi, and Attorney General Emeritus himself, who is my namesake. Though I've always blamed him, he made the name Amos more famous than the name Eugene. I'm sure many of you didn't know his name is also Eugene. I think it's the first time we're hearing it. But we always knew him as Amos Wako. But we are very happy to be here. And to be here to be part of a new journey, a unity of purpose for the empowerment of our people. And I think going forward, we want to walk this journey together. All that Dr. Altalala has said here about the Luya nation and how we are perceived and how we have become the laughingstock of our national politics and how we have become part of a narrative that your VP talked about. And I think it's a narrative that was aptly captured by the late Kamotho, Joseph Kamotho, that lawyers are only fit to be cooks and watchmen. I think it's a narrative that has been there for a very, very long time. And it has something to do with our disunity. It has something to do with the poverty that has been entrenched over the years, and that perhaps something that we need to do something about ourselves to change this narrative ourselves. And when our professionals come together the way you have tonight, it's the beginning of change of that narrative. Because I heard one preacher saying, he who defines you confines you. You are confined to that definition that you have allowed yourself to be defined by others. So you start by breaking that confinement by defining yourself, who you are, what you stand for, where you are, and where you want to go. And I think gathering here tonight, I see that happening. And I'm so pleased that this is coming from very young professionals who are thinking differently, who are not thinking as Bukusus or Maragolis or Maramas or Labda Tachonis, but who are thinking beyond those boundaries that have defined us. We have tried to do our part as politicians, and I can assure you today that it is doable. Because there was a narrative that those who divide the Luya community are Bukusus and Maragolis. That they are the ones who have actually pulled the community apart because they can never work together, they can never unite. But tonight I can tell you that that is a myth. It's a fallacy. It is not true. And I think in 2002, those of you who are there and were part of that election know that Western came together that year. And in fact, those who thought that a Maragoli cannot vote for a Bukusu, it happened. I think that is the year, and Musalia Mudavadi will tell you this history, when in Vihiga itself, Maragolis voted, Musalia lost, and they supported Wamalwa Kijana, who was not a Maragoli. So it is a myth to say that it can never happen. I think in 2013, we came together again to confirm that and to reaffirm that that is not true. That is not who we are. And that is something that we have disabused of our people, but we must still do more. Because even as we speak tonight, there are those who still believe it can never happen. And there are those who believe that we cannot achieve. But when you look at the biggest achievers in this country, I think actually Western, even just in this room, if you are looking at the best lawyers we've had in this country, I think Ojambo is around, one of the finest brains, AG Wako, one of the longest serving attorney generals. So we have proved ourselves when it comes to who the top lawyers are in this country. We have risen to the pinnacle of judicial power in this country. The late Chesoni was Chief Justice. Nancy Baraza became the first DCJ. So in terms of rising to the top, we have proven we can. When we come to the legislative arm, Kenneth Marende, I think, was one of the finest speakers this country has ever seen. We have Kenneth Lusaka, his namesake, leading the Senate. I think we have risen to the pinnacle there. If you go to the trade unions, I think we have the best trade unionists. Starting with Francis Atwoli. He's been there like forever. But even when you go to, the teachers, we have all these top trade unionists leading. And I think there's only one area that we've not risen to the pinnacle. And we have been able to come very close, thrice. And that is the executive arm and the presidency of this country. And we are very blessed to give this country the 7th Vice President of the Republic of Kenya. And tonight we are here with him, His Excellency Musalia Mudavadi. We were also blessed to give this nation the 8th Vice President of the Republic of Kenya, my late brother Michael Kijana Wamalwa. We were also blessed to give this nation the 9th Vice President of the Republic of Kenya, Moody Award. In fact, this weekend I was in Busia County in Teso North with the 10th Vice President, Kalonzo Musyoka, and he said something that is very interesting. And he said, I'm the 10th Vice President of the Republic of Kenya, and the previous 3 came from your region. And he was saying the fact that you're Vice President does not mean you're automatically the next President. So the fact that we had 3 Vice Presidents, and maybe we do not have the second in command in this country, does not mean that whoever is second in command is automatically the next president. And Kalonzo Musyoka surprised me. He said, if I'm the 10th, and there have been 10 vice presidents, out of the 10, only 1 succeeded in succeeding the president. I don't know if you know who that guy is. Daniel Toroitich? But it was due to death, you know that. Maybe if there was an election, maybe it might not have worked. I don't know if you know that. So I think tonight, even as we meet here, I want to borrow the wise words of Dr. Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, our learned friend, that even as you meet here tonight, do not despair. Do not think even that remaining pinnacle that you have not achieved, that it is not achievable. And I believe the weakness we've had is that lack of economic power that my good professor talked about. And I believe as you meet here tonight, just looking at the brain power in this room and the earning power of these professionals gathered here, and thinking there are over 1,000 lawyers out there, there might be 1,000 engineers out there from the same region, there might be 1,000 doctors out there from the same. If you are to imagine that this is possible, then you realize that in Western Kenya, we are a sleeping giant that needs reawakening. And it starts with young people like yourselves thinking differently and doing things differently and beginning to change that narrative. And tonight I want to tell you, yes, we can change that narrative, and I'm so proud of you and to be part of this evening. May I take this opportunity to welcome the Senator of Bungoma County,
Magotsi Rakiro, and I'm glad to be here. I chair the CSR committee, and we are the ones charged with the responsibility of taking care of each other and ensuring that we are growing.
So at some stage at the launch, we will be happy to tell you what you are going to do as a SACCO. We will invite you to